let's just get into a quick performance of this trick. So right here, I have 2 red kings pulled out beforehand. It can also be pulled out in front of the spectator if you so wish. But before we do anything else, let's shuffle these cards and make sure all the cards are random, just like this. And we can give it a riffle shuffle as well, just like this. Make sure all the cards are indeed randomized. Okay, perfect. Now, I'm going to ask the spectator to pick any card that they would like. Okay, let's say this one. And have a look at this. I'm not going to look. Perfect. And then this card will go somewhere in the middle of the pack, just like this, all right? And I'm going to give it a few cuts, just like this. And then maybe a riffle shuffle, just like so. And then maybe even an overhand shuffle like this. And then a cut, just like so. All right, perfect. So as long as the cards are all mixed, we're completely fine, okay? All right. Now, the 2 red kings are going to help me find your card, all right? So here's how they're going to do it. So right here, I have the 2 red kings, and I'm going to outjog 1 king just like this, and outjog the other one like this. And I'm going to take the 2 red kings and place them somewhere roughly in the center of the pack, all right? So now I'm going to push these 2 red kings in the deck in just a second. And let's just see what happens, okay? Let's just see if we can find your card on a count of 3. Okay, 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, there's 1 card that's slightly outjogged over here. Okay? And hopefully the 10 of spades is your card. And if you like that trick, make sure to stick around for the tutorial. Alright, so before the trick begins, you're going to want to take out the 2 red kings for any just 2 cards you want. It can be the 2 jokers or the 2 black kings, doesn't matter. And then after you pull out the 2 red kings, you're going to shuffle the cards as much as the spectator would like you to. This is an impromptu trick, so obviously the deck can be actually shuffled like this. And then after you're done doing so, you can instruct the spectator to pick out any card they would like. This is a legitimately free choice, okay? So let's just say they pick the 9 of diamonds. Okay, perfect. And then after you have the spectator memorize their card, you're not going to see this. You're going to place the card somewhere back in the middle. Now, as you're pushing this back, you're going to catch a break, all right? Right here, the place that the card was put in, all right? So there's 2 ways to do this. One way is if you take the 9 of diamonds and you place it in from the front, you just riffle about half the pack with your thumb, and then you insert it like this. And then before you place it in, you want to take every card above this outjogged card, which is their card, and you want to lift it a little bit. And then after you lift the top up, you're going to realize you can actually lift the bottom up a little bit too. And so the entire package should now be a little bit up from the rest of the pack, okay? So now you're gonna just stick your pinky in there and catch a break like that. All right, so here is gonna be and then you push it in, and then you have a natural break right over here. So that is the first way to do this. There's also a second way to do this, which is if you wanna place the 9 of diamonds from the back, just like this, you wanna lift up about half with your thumb, just like this, about half with your thumb, you wanna slide it in, and before you slide this in, you wanna push this a little bit downward, and you can see that there's gonna be a natural little space between the bottom half of the deck and the top half of the deck. And if you just stick your pinky in there, you can also get a pinky break that way, right? Just like that. So one more time, if you lift up about half the pack with your thumb, put it in, push down on it, catch a pinky break, and then slide it in. That's completely fine, and you're gonna have a break right there, just like this. All right, so now after you have the break, you can go ahead and give the cards a cut, and just make sure to cut to the break, just like this. And after you cut to the break, just put everything down on the table. And this will control the spectator's card to the top of the deck. Okay, now after this, what I did in the performance was I did a series of false shuffles that make the top card unchanged. Okay, so here's how I did it in the performance. So first, I did a riffle shuffle, just like this. And the thing to keep in mind with a riffle shuffle is you want to know which packet has the spectator's card in it, which in this case is the packet in my right hand. And now all you want to do is just make sure that the card still ends up on top after the riffle shuffle, and you should be completely fine, okay? So the card still ends up on top. Now the second shuffle I did was a overhand shuffle, and now all I did was I took this pack like this, and I peeled off one card, which is their card, and then I basically peeled off the rest of the cards in a normal overhand shuffle, and that will make the card actually go to the bottom. Now you want this card back on top, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna do one more cut. So you're gonna go ahead and riffle from the bottom of the pack until you riffle one card, just like this, and you're gonna catch a pinky break on the bottom card like this, and then you're gonna transfer this into a thumb break like this, and then you're gonna go ahead and cut the cards like this, and then drop that one card on top, and then cut this back like this. The other way to do this is after you have a break, you can go ahead and give the cards a cut, and then after you're doing so, you don't have to cut this packet in one. You can go ahead and take this and move this into a pinky break again, and then go 1, 2, and just make sure you cut to that break and then drop everything down, and that'll ensure it'll be cut to the top again. So you just want to control the cards at the top, basically. And after you're done doing so, you're going to go ahead and do a push-off pinky break, just like this. Just push it off and get a pinky break like that. And then you're going to take the 2 kings like this. And you're just going to show them off one by one. You're going to take everything up from the break, including that card. You're going to peel the first king off. And then you want to outdraw this first king. So you don't want to peel it right on top. You want to, as you're peeling this king, outdraw it a little bit like this. And then take this 2 packet like this, and then just put it right over there on the bottom, just like this. And then you're gonna slowly outdraw this card out. Now be careful not to outdraw this too much, because if you overdo it, then it'll seem like, oh, where did that king go, right? So you wanna just outdraw it to just slightly even below this red king would be fine. And then you wanna take this packet and then break out about half the bottom pack, and then just put it in the middle, just like this. And now the trick is pretty much self-working, okay? So you want to just use your index finger and push this king in. Now, as you push this king in, you'll realize that this card between the king will slide out like this, okay? And this card will 100% be the card that was sandwiched between the kings, which in this case is the Spectator's chosen card, okay? And that was a trick, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.